Well, there's a new federal warning about coronavirus phone scams. So the scammers are using COVID-19 to scare people, tricking unsuspecting victims through phone calls and text messages. If you get this text saying that you've come into contact with someone with COVID-19, experts say don't answer it. Another scam warns people of possible COVID-19 exposure, offering fake websites to buy masks and hand sanitizer.
If you've had difficulty finding masks for you and your family, these masks are in stock now, and you can even get them with rush shipping delivered straight to your door, so you can obey shelter-at-home orders and practice social distancing.
Well, experts say these calls are an attempt to steal personal information from you. Joining us now with some tips on how to avoid getting scammed by these calls and these texts, Julia Porter, who's a vice president of RoboKiller, a call blocking app. Julia, good to have you with us this morning.
Hi, Lori. Thanks for having me.
So I thought all these scams had gone away during COVID-19.
Well, Lori, I have good news and bad news. The good news is, well, some good news is that coronavirus did cause a large decrease in spam call volume. We saw between a 30 to 35% decrease as quarantine really started happening worldwide. The bad news is that the threat is just as large as ever. Scammers really shifted from making more calls to making smarter calls. And as a result, a lot of Americans suffered from that.
Well, I'll tell you what's a little scary when we were talking about if you get a text saying that you might have come in contact with it, because it reminds me of Governor Cuomo talking about answer the calls when we hear from contact tracers. So it's confusing.
Yeah, and I think that really speaks to just the scammers' tactics. We often see this at times of national or even global concern. Scammers are watching the news, they know what people are afraid of, and they're building their scams around that to capitalize on it.
So what exactly does RoboKiller do?
Well, RoboKiller is a call blocking app that blocks spam calls using AI and spam call fighting answer bots. Answer bots intercept spam calls and keep scammers tied up thinking that they're talking to you so that they can't scam other people.
So wait, it just puts you on hold, or there's actual voice?
No, they're actual bots designed to keep people on the phone. They're actually quite hilarious.
So give us an example.
So we have a very funny one where if the scammers call in, they think they're calling Area 51 and they get very confused. There's a whole escalation of just how did you get this phone number? It's very funny. We have a number of answer bots that are really designed to play these hilarious skits and really prank telemarketers and give them a little bit of the taste of their own medicine.
That's right. So is there a cost for the app?
The app does cost $5 a month, and it is available for download on the App Store and Google Play Store.
Okay, so let's talk about some tips to try to prevent this from happening to any one of us who at this time we're vulnerable anyway, and there is a certain amount of panic that's involved. So you say start with never respond to suspected spam text messages.
Or calls. If you suspect a call that's incoming might be spam, it's not saved to your contacts, it's calling at an odd hour, that too is also a good indication that it might be dangerous. But yes, also never respond to text messages. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, because sometimes I'll get a scam, and not necessarily about COVID-19, but it'll say, is this Lori Stokes? And I've been told, you're never to say yes, because as soon as you say yes, then they can use that in some other way.
Yeah, oftentimes they're trying to kind of feel out if this number is real, if there's a person behind the number. So that's why a lot of text scams will say reply stop. So if you do reply, they're just confirming that you are a real person and you're signing yourself up for more texts, more calls.
And look out for grammar in the text message. I know here we have to go through a battery of security stuff at Fox when we're, signing out stuff to make sure we understand about social media and all that kind of thing. And it talks about looking like in the browser line for misspelled things.
Yes, exactly. That's actually one of the key pieces of RoboKiller's text blocking logic is to look out for misspellings in a text message or often just mispronounced words in a robocall recording. That's a good indication that this call is not, or text is not legitimate.
And the same thing, of course, for the browser as well. Yeah. And links. Don't click onto a link that seems suspicious or that you're not familiar with.
Exactly, yes. And that was a common tactic of scammers in COVID-19. A lot of these links were dangerous, and they were sending people or enticing people to click to purchase PPE supplies. That can either install malware on your smartphone, or it's a fake website that's simply just going to steal your credit card information. You won't actually get supplies.
Do we find that the elderly are still the primary target?
So it's actually interesting. A study came out recently that actually more people are scammed under the age of 40, but the elderly actually just lose more money because they have access to more resources. So really, this is happening to everyone. I do think it is a common misconception that the elderly get more of these. A lot of people across a lot of ages do fall victim to these scams.
So, Julia, how can people get in touch with RoboKiller? What do they have to do?
All they did need to do is go to the App Store on Google Play or their iPhone and download RoboKiller. We do offer a 7-day free trial, so you can give it a try. And yeah, that's all you need to do.
All right, Julia Porter, VP of RoboKiller. Thank you for the warning. We need to know all this stuff. You know, we're just out there on our own, so thank you.
Yeah, of course. Stay safe.